have here? A new face in the old saloon. Mind if I take a seat? Much obliged. Don't reckon I've seen you around these parts before. You got a name, kid? Huh. I like it. It's got a nice ring to it. Names aren't all that important, though. It's what you do that folks will remember. Me? They call me by many names, but none of them matter right now. You can just call me Stranger for the time being. So, kid, you ever had a run-in with someone like me before? Yeah, I didn't think so. Tell you what, how about a game of poker? That's the best way to get to know someone, in my experience. You ever played poker before, kid? That's alright, no worries. I could teach you if you'd like. What do you say, kid? That's the spirit. Now, poker's not just a game, it's an art. It's about reading people, you see. About getting to know their behavior, understanding how they act under pressure, and sometimes using that to bluff your way out of a rotten hand. I'll just teach you Texas Hold'em for now. But first things first, let's go over the basics of the cards themselves. You've got your suits, spades, hearts, diamonds, and clubs. Then there's the ranks, from the humble 2 all the way up to the mighty king. And of course, the ace. Now, the ace can be both high or low, depending on the hand, but it's usually considered a high card most of the time. In a standard deck of playing cards, for each suit there's a card of each rank. There's also 2 jokers, but we won't worry about them. Now, poker's got a variety of hands you want to aim for. Hands being a group of up to 5 cards. We'll start from the lowest, then work our way up. The lowest hand is called a high card, ironically enough. It's pretty self-explanatory. If no one's got any better hands, then the highest ranking card wins. Then there's a pair, which is 2 cards of the same rank. Next up is the 2 pair. That's the same as a pair, except there's 2 of them. Each pair themselves being a different rank. Like having 2 5s and 2 7s, for example. After that is 3 of a kind. Same concept as a pair, except it's 3 cards of the same rank instead of 2. Then there's a straight. Now a straight is 5 cards in consecutive order. So it's like a 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, for example. Next is a flush. That's when you got 5 cards of the same suit. Pretty simple. After that's a full house. For that, you need a combination of 3 of a kind with 1 rank, and a pair with a different rank. Then there's 4 of a kind. I think you get the idea there. Almost done with the hands, we've got the straight flush. Now, as the name suggests, it's a combination of a straight, where you got the 5 consecutive cards, and a flush, where they all gotta be the same suit. For example, it'd be like having a 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 of spades. And last but certainly not least is the royal flush. Now this one is very much like the straight flush, except it has to go from 10 all the way up to ace, and of course, all be of the same suit. Alright now. I'm gonna deal us a hand, just for practice, so I can show you how the game is played. Now, normally this is where we put our mandatory bets into the pot, called the small blind and the big blind. Small blind being the player to the left of the dealer, and the big blind being the player to the left of the small blind. The small blind would put in half of whatever minimum betting amount is set before the game starts. The big blind would then bet the full amount. In this case, since there's only two of us, I, as the dealer, would be the small blind, with you being the big blind. But since this hand's just for practice, we'll forego the betting for now. This part's what we call the pre-flop. Each player gets 2 cards apiece. These are called our hole cards. Look at them, but keep them close. Don't let anyone else see what you got. There you go, just like that. Now, this is where we'd go into a round of betting. When no one's placed a bet during a round, the choices are to bet, fold, or check. Bet is self-explanatory. You bet the minimum amount or more. Fold means you give up and drop out of the current hand. And check means you're staying in the hand, but not betting anything just yet. Once someone's placed a bet, the next player, as well as the rest of the players continuing clockwise, then have the option to fold, call, or raise. Call means to match the amount that the previous player has bet or raised. To raise is to not only match what the previous player bets, but to bet even more than they did. Betting continues until the rest of the players have either folded out or have all bet the same amount. In the first round of betting, the player to the left of the big blind starts, and then it goes clockwise from there. So that'd mean I would start us out, with you being the big blind and all. And since I'd be the small blind in this case, I'd need to call to match the big blind you bet initially in order for me to stay in. But again, this here's just a practice hand, so we ain't got no bets to worry about. Now, after the initial round of betting, we get to the flop. This means I, as the dealer, deal out 3 cards face up in front of all the players, like so. These are called the community cards. There'll be more community cards played out here in the open as the game progresses. The objective is to use your hole cards there in your hand combined with the community cards, making the best hand you can from the list I mentioned earlier. An alternative method of winning the pot is to make your opponent believe you have a better hand than you actually do, usually by raising the hell out of them. In doing so, you hopefully cause them to fold out for fear of losing more money than they've already put in the pot. After the flop is played, another round of betting will commence. Same as before, except this time, as well as in future betting rounds, we start with the player to the left of the dealer. So in this case, that'd be you. If this weren't a practice hand, that is. Next up, we come to what's called the turn. That's where the dealer plays out a 4th community card, like so. Then comes another round of betting, same as the last. After that is what's called the river. This is where the fifth and final community card is dealt out in the open. This here is where a final round of betting would normally commence. Finally, we come to the end, which is called the showdown. This is where we all show our cards and figure out who's got the best hand. So, go on and lay your cards down to show them, and I'll do the same. Now, let's see what we got here. Not much of a hand for either of us this time around, but that's just how it goes a fair amount of times. But that just makes it that much more thrilling when you do got something special. So, since neither of us has a real hand here, we just gotta go off of a high card, which would mean that my jack beats your 9. If there were a pot, you'd have just lost it. But lucky for you, this was just a practice hand. Now, if you'd like to, we can start ourselves a real game of poker. With real bets this time. So, what do you say, kid? I like your enthusiasm. But before we start, we should probably use something other than money out here on the table. That way our money's not just out here in the open for the taking. Luckily for you, I bring my set of lucky poker chips with me everywhere I go. How about, let's say, $1 buy-in? That sound good to you? Alright then, we'll count each chip as 2 cents apiece. What do you think about our minimum bet? 4 cents sound fair? Okay. There you go, kid. You can use these for the time being. Now, let's get this started. I'll be the dealer again since that last hand was just for practice. Let's go ahead and put our blinds in. Here you go. I'll call. Alright. Alright, your bet, kid. Betting big already, I see. You got guts, kid. I like it. I'll call your bet. Okay, let's see. Playing it a little safer now, I see. Yeah, I'll check too. Last card. You ready? Well, well, someone's confident. You ain't got many chips left, kid. You must have one hell of a hand. Think I'll fold. Pot's yours, kid. Go on, take it. Now, since I folded, that means you don't have to show me the cards you had. But I am curious, if you don't mind showing, that is. Well, I'll be damned. You had nothing but a pair of 6s. You want to know something funny, kid? So did I. Except I had a king with my 6, whereas you had a 2 with yours. Which means I would have won that had I not folded. That's what we call a kicker. It's used as a tiebreaker when 2 or more players have the same hand. But anyway, I see you're already taking my advice on bluffing. Not bad, kid. Not bad at all. Alright, how about another hand? Give me a chance to win back all them chips from you. Yeah, I reckon you'd want to play some more. You're the dealer this time, though. Just do it the same way I did, and let me know if you have any questions. There you go. Just like that. Don't worry, you'll get used to shuffling cards. Just takes practice is all. Just don't drop the deck now, or else you'll be playing 52 card pickup. Now, go on and deal us in. Check. I'll bet 4. Okay, go ahead. I'll bet 8. Ah, what the hell, 12. I'll bet 12 cents. Staying in? Alright. Check. Okay, call. Alright, showtime, kid. Three of a kind on 4s. Not bad, kid. But not as good as 3 of a kind on 10s. I'll be taking this here pot. You want another go? Alright, let's keep playing then. Not only that, I'll tell you what. After we get through playing, I'll introduce you to some friends of mine. I like you, kid, and I think they'll like you too. We're camped just out yonder, some ways out of town. You got it mapped, kid? Good. Here, I'll mark it on your map. Although it's probably best that you come there with me. My friends, you see, they don't take too kindly to uninvited guests. So it'd be best if I be there with you to make introductions. What do you say, kid? How's that sound? Alright. Now, let's get back to the game.